In our last episode, we established that the market is not random, that every move has a purpose. Today, we uncover that purpose. Welcome to episode 2, the engine of price, liquidity. If market structure tells you direction, liquidity tells you the destination. It is the fuel, the target, and the reason for every single major move you see on the chart. Most traders think in terms of support and resistance, but by the end of the video, you will see those concepts as nothing more than bait. So let's begin. So what is liquidity? At its core, it's simply where orders are resting in the market. But not just any orders. We are specifically interested in stop loss orders. Think about it. Where does every retail trader place their stop loss? Just above a recent high if they're short, or just below a recent low if they're long. These clusters of stops are the pools of liquidity. And for institutions, the smart money, these pools are not safety nets. They are targets. They are fuel. To sell a large position, they need a massive number of buyers. What better place to find them than a level where thousands of short sellers have their buy stop orders resting? So let's look at this visualization of liquidity. So think about liquidity as a magnet point, right? It's pulling out all of these people who have their stop losses at a certain level, and it's using them as fuel to then enter the next move. So it is going to fake out those positions, take those traders out, and then use them as the fuel to move the price in the opposite direction. And this is why it's the single most important concept to master. Price does not move randomly. It moves with intent from one pool of liquidity to the next. These pools act as a magnet for price. Understanding this gives you the narrative. It answers the question, why is price going there? It's not just going up, it is reaching for buy-side liquidity. And it's not just going down, it's seeking sell-side liquidity. This is how you move from guessing to anticipating. You stop seeing price as a random walk and start seeing it as a calculated, engineered process of liquidity delivery. There are two primary forms of liquidity we track. First, the buy-side liquidity, or BSL. This is the money resting above an old high. It's composed of buy stops from traders who are short and breakout traders looking to buy as price moves higher. To smart money, this is a pocket of willing buyers to whom they can sell their position to. Conversely, we have sell-side liquidity, or SSL. This is the money resting below an old low. It's made of sell stops from long traders and breakdown sellers. To institutions, this is a pool of willing sellers from who they can buy. It's a simple, powerful duality. BSL is above and SSL is below. Let's visualize this. Imagine price has created a clear high. All the traders who went short are placing their buy stops above it. This creates the buy-side liquidity pool. At the same time, traders who are long are placing their sell stops just below this recent low. This is the sell-side liquidity pool. Price is now trapped between these two magnetic poles. The algorithm's objective is to run one of these levels to pair institutional orders before seeking the other. So in this case, you see we sweep the sell-side liquidity here. It takes out those sell orders sitting right here. And then we move towards and take out the buy-side liquidity pool. So think of it as a magnet in price action. It moves from one side to the other. Now, let's add a layer of precision. Not all liquidity is created equal. We differentiate them between external and internal. External range liquidity refers to the major swing points of the dealing range on your chart. Think the high and low of the previous day or week. This is the destination. This is the ultimate draw on liquidity. Now, let's look at internal range liquidity. On the other hand, internal range liquidity refers to the minor highs and lows inside that larger dealing range. This is the fuel. Price will often sweep these smaller internal levels to build momentum before it makes its run for the next main external target. So if you can see in this example here, we sweep out the internal range liquidity, we form an IRS, and we push up and take out this major external range liquidity point. And we can use this as a potential entry zone here for our shorts and target the opposing sell side liquidity below. And this creates the fundamental narrative of price delivery. It's a constant dance between external and internal liquidity. First, price will run an external range. Let's say it sweeps a major daily high. Next, it will retrace, but it's not just retracing randomly. It's moving back to an internal range level, like a fair value gap or an order block, to refuel and mitigate institutional positions. Finally, with its orders filled, it expands with new momentum to attack the opposing external range liquidity. This three-step process, external to external, is the heartbeat of the market algorithm. So let's also visualize this in this example here. So as we spoke about earlier, the price takes out this daily external range liquidity before moving further down, taking this internal range liquidity where a fair value gap formed and uses this as fuel. Note also that it hits this midpoint of this gap before then expanding to this next external range liquidity level. Again, this is the heartbeat of the market. It goes from external range to internal range to then finally external range. Before we can use liquidity, we must first learn to survive it. This brings us to the most important concept for retail traders to understand: inducement. Inducement is a trap. It is a small, clean, obvious level of liquidity that is engineered by smart money specifically to lure retail traders into bad positions. It will look like the most perfect, obvious breakout level you've ever seen. It is designed to be taken. The classic Judas swing during a kill zone is a perfect example of inducement. It's a fake move designed to trick you into thinking the trend is going one way right before the market reverses and goes the other. So as you can see in this example here, the early positions are the retail traders taking their position here, front running this short move to the downside, which then reverses before taking out this wick low and inducing those traders to the wrong side of the market. So all of these sellers get trapped and they get squeezed out and the price pushes to the upside. Let's also look at a real example. And based on the chart I'm using here, we're going to analyze a bullish inducement scenario. First, the setup. Price creates a clean, obvious low. It looks like a perfect support level. Retail traders will see this and place their buy orders there, with their sell stops right below. Next, the manipulation. Price drops aggressively and takes out that clean low, triggering all of those sell stops marked in this box. This is the inducement. Breakout sellers jump in thinking the market's crashing. This is the Judas swing. And note, this also occurs at the 9:30 New York Open, causing this massive Judas swing on the open. Finally, the reversal, the true move. Once that sell side is taken, the real move begins. The institutions have bought from those panic sellers and now drive price up aggressively, leaving all the trap traders behind. They induced selling to fuel their buys. This leads us to a critical realization. Institutions don't just find liquidity, they actively create it. They are market engineers. It's a three-step process, right? First is the build. They will intentionally consolidate price or create clean equal highs or lows. They are building the trap, tempting you to place your stops in a neat, obvious place. Next, we have the run. They trigger the trap, running price aggressively to sweep the level and absorb all the orders. And finally, the reversal. With their positions filled, they initiate the true explosive move in the opposite direction. Build, run, reverse. It is a calculated process. So let's look at a real life example. The build. They will intentionally consolidate price, creating those clean equal lows here. They are building the trap, tempting you to place your orders below this low. Number two, the liquidity sweep. We push the price lower, take out those sell stops, and then we get the final move, the reversal, where the price moves up cleanly, taking out buy side liquidity. So how do we use this? We follow the exact sequence that smart money does. This is the model. Identify the higher time frame draw. Where is the market ultimately going? Is it reaching for a daily high, maybe a buy side liquidity, or a daily low, a sell side liquidity? This is your external liquidity target. Number 2, we wait for inducement. Do not trade yet. Wait for the price to make a fake run on internal level. Let it trap those retail traders first. And then we go on to 3, look for a market structure shift. After the inducement is taken, you need confirmation. Look for a strong, energetic displacement candle that breaks a short-term swing point, signaling the reversal is real. Number 4, the entry. Now, and only now do you look for an entry on the retracement, back into the fair value gap or order block that was created by the aggressive market structure shift. This is your high probability entry, and we'll cover this in more detail in a later episode. Following that sequence helps you avoid the most common mistakes. First, chasing breakouts. If you buy a breakout, you are providing the liquidity for smart money to sell into. You are the exit strategy. Second, fading every high or low. You must have the context of the higher time frame draw. Is this high internal fuel or the external destination? Without knowing, you're just guessing. Third, ignoring inducement. If you enter before the obvious clean level is taken, you are the front runner, and you will likely become the fuel for the real move. And finally, no confirmation. You must wait for the market structure shift. Trying to catch the exact top or bottom without it is pure gambling. So let's put it all together. This is the formula for an institutional narrative. Market structure gives you your direction and your bias. It answers who is in control. Liquidity gives you the destination, your draw. It answers where is price going. And when you combine the two, you get the narrative. You get the high probability context for trade execution. You get the setup. Remember this, structure without liquidity is just guessing, and liquidity without structure is gambling. You need a combination of both. You now understand the why behind market moves, but how do we enter with precision? That brings us to our next topic. Next week in episode 4, we will dissect the fair value gap. This is the institutional footprint that allows for sniper entries after the liquidity run has occurred. If you want to master this, do 3 things for me right now. Subscribe so you don't miss the upload. Comment liquidity below to let me know you've completed this lesson. And finally, like this video to support the series. Thank you for your time. Master the foundations, and I will see you in the next episode.